As I learned in the Army, there are three ways to do something: the right way, the wrong way, and the Army way. Welcome to Max's Models. I'm Max. Hey, Glue Troopers, Max's Models here, and I sort of finished the Corsair today. I'll show you some pictures up here. But before I get into that, I had something waiting for me at Hurricane Hobbies that the last couple of times I've been up there, we forgot to get. I got the note right here. It is a model locomotive, and it says, this is from Richard K. Hello, Max. Thought that this would be a different model for you to build. I enjoy your videos and your comments on the kits and history of the manufacturers. Thanks, Richard K. in his email. So, putting a picture of it up right now. This is by Hobbyline Kits, and it says Baldwin Lima Hamilton Berkshire Locomotive. Here's a picture of it. I'm not entirely sure what Baldwin Lima Hamilton means, if that's the route it ran or something. The tender says Nickel Plate Road. There are decals for it, and that say that. And we'll see, a good sized steam locomotive. Hobbyline Hobby Kits. And I'm going to have to look them up because I'm not really familiar with them. There are these two little packets that have these itty bitty tiny little parts, so I'm not going to open those. There's this metal rod and a lot of plastic parts and a really nice looking locomotive body. Fits fairly well together. I mentioned it to Steve when I was at Hurricane Hobbies. Ian was there and Wolf, and we were talking with Steve's Model Mania. And I mentioned that. Apparently he's familiar with them because he said they make really great kits. So thank you for that, Richard. I do appreciate it very much. And I will set that right over there. I'll actually put it on the short stack. This might make a good kit for me to tinker on when I'm between stuff. I've got a few of those kits laying around. You never know what the mood will strike. Sometimes you want to do a little tinkering, but you're not really feeling like working on vacuum form. And then some days you get up and go, yay, I feel like doing it. Speaking of which, I did want to get out here earlier, but you know, things like, for a guy who's retired, not supposed to have anything to do, I managed to spend at least half the day doing stuff. I usually don't get out here till after lunch. But it was just not a complaint, just an observation. So, the next thing was Honest John. So the truck was already done, and I did a little bit of digging, and I think it's an 1851 Kenworth. I found a couple of photos of 51 Kenworths that look identical to the truck, so I'm going to say it's a 51 Kenworth, and that would time out right with the Honest John. I could not find one in the actual Douglas Aircraft markings, but that would have been a nice reference photo. So because I was just using the box art as my painting guide. The Honest John itself, I had decided what I was going to do was I was going to put one more coat of red paint on those fins, and if it didn't look right, then I was just going to use red decal. I have some red decal sheet. I was going to trim it out and glue red decal on and be done with it. It's going up on the shelf. Put on one more coat. It looked adequate, and so I got the last decals on it. I'm done with that. It's a real basic build. I'm going to put it up on the shelf with my rockets, and which by the way is where I spent most of the day today, was doing research for my Honest John video. And you know, it's funny, you spend a whole day virtually doing research and typing it because you want to get the script straight on this one. And I'm going to put it on both channels, this and Pilots and Prop Wash. And then when you're all done, it's like 3 typed pages. I'm like, that's it? But you covered everything that needed to be covered. Probably in nauseating detail. Like, okay, that might be a 6-minute video. But, you know, it's about the fun and the information. And I kept learning more and more stuff about it. One of the things I learned about it is it has spin mode. I knew it had spin rockets on it, but I actually found a resource that says it has the W7 spin rockets. And I tried to find a picture of the W7 spin rockets and couldn't find them. But then it goes, it has 2 of them here. I'm like, wait a minute, it's got more than that, because there's like 4 places these rockets are mounted. They're those little, here, let me get the rocket. Because here's the rocket, and these little fin looking things, if you turn around you see the black dots, that's where the spin motors are located. When it goes off the rail, they fire, and I mean they fire like, not like shh, it's like bang, it's like one quick shot. They only get it going at 3.5 revolutions, okay, just enough to stabilize it. And I'm like, wait a minute, there's 2 nozzles there, and I looked at the photos, and it says there's 2 spin rockets. Like, you mean I think because this is so a lot of it's coming from AI, because you try to track down the source and it's just quoting something else. You're trying to find the original source, and then you find out that the spin rockets, it says 2, but I think they mean 2 in each one of these little fins. Each one of these little, so that would make 8 total. And then it talks about the later model, which doesn't have these fins with the motors. The spin rockets apparently are down inside the nacelle, or the nose cone, and it only used to have as many. I guess they had bigger ones or something, or they didn't do whatever. But I can't. I even started looking for technical manuals so I could find some pictures or diagrams, and I couldn't. So I did find a couple of pictures of films of the thing firing, and man, I tell you what, because these rockets they shoot. You can see them. They're at 90 degrees, and to make it rotate. And it doesn't take a lot to push. They're not big rockets. But what I realized was if the later B models only had 4 of them down inside the warhead, then of course the system had improved. But I was thinking, I can't even find a tech manual that shows them, just because I like to be detailed in these things and go down into the weeds in it. And then I spent probably an hour just looking for that, for a picture of the spin motors. And it was like it was the XM33 trailer all over again. There's got to be one out there, but you're dealing with such obscura. That's where I live. But anyway, so this is going to go up in the house, and the truck I actually put over there on the shelf. I kind of rearranged the shelf. In fact, I moved my big 1/32 scale models up to the shelf in the back over there. The Corsair will go up there. I really have 1 or 2 little things. Then we need to rig an antenna to it, and I've got to let some stuff that I had to on there harden, and maybe a few little touch-ups here and there. But I'm considering the model technically done, although there's probably a little bit more to go on it. And the Buffalo. I got the Buffalo masked off. The little card for these tiny little squares you cut out to mask that glazed framed belly window, I got about 2 or 3 of them played. They're just so small. I don't know how you put something that small in there. So I'll wind up using little dots of the liquid mask, and it'll go where it goes, but that's just, as Trey would say, nightmare fuel. Once the primer had hardened, I put these British ones. I'm starting with the British one, and they had the black and white underbelly one. The starboard side's white underneath, and the port side's black. So I got the white paint. I'm going to let that rest overnight before we gas out, before I go any further, try to mask it and do the other side. And this will just be rattle can, because you're doing the whole underside. But after that, it's all going to be airbrush. And I did play with the airbrush a little bit today to weather the Corsair, and I might have got a little too aggressive with it, but it was fun. And speaking of the Corsair, I put it in Pappy Boyington's markings. I was going to put in Ira Kepford's, which is the box art, but everybody kept saying, I had the Baba Black Sheep one, and the decal sheet I had it on there. Like, oh. I don't even know if Boyington ever put all those kill markings on the side of his plane or not, but I just, a friend of mine had the Baba Black Sheep Corsair. I never did. Now I do. Ha ha! Okay, guys, that's it for this evening. You take care of yourselves, and as always, model on.
Camera speed.
Sound production, take 1.
Why I didn't have this beside me, I don't know.
Rolling.
Sound production, take 2.
This is the Berkshire Locomotive, and it says Baldwin Lima Hamilton, and I forgot to turn that off.
Action!
Everyone who's driven a truck will notice something.
Okay, that's a wrap.